So, good evening officially everyone. Welcome to our power yoga session, second one of 2021. So we're going to start off, as has been requested, gently, just doing a little bit of mobilization and warming up. So if you'd like to come to a comfortable sitting position, have your legs crossed, outstretched, whatever's best for you. And we're just going to start by taking the arms right out to the sides. Have the fingertips so they're just off the floor. Have the arms level with the shoulders to try not to have the arms coming forwards. Tilt the palms slightly up and then feel like each arm is being pulled diagonally down to the floor, but both arms are being pulled the same. So you just get that really static stretch. So the arms are being pulled down. You can feel the biceps working. So we keep still now and we just feel like the arms are pulling down towards the floor. Have the index fingers and the thumbs stretching out. So we're opening up the lungs. Energy from the thumbs all the way up to the top of the shoulders. So really just stretch those arms out. And then gently draw the chin into the throat and drop the right ear to the right shoulder, so you get a little stretch through the neck. And then gently come back up, dropping the ear to the opposite side, staying there as you take deep breaths in and out. And then gently coming back up to neutral. So we're going to bring the hands onto the shoulders now. We're going to bring the tips of the elbows together. So they're just rotating, mobilizing the shoulders for all that upper body work. And then gently rotating the opposite way. Excellent. And then just gently take hold of the elbows above the head. So we're trying to have the forearms off the top of the head. Trying to have the arms over the head if you can. Just feel the heart opening up. Feel the chest opening up. And then imagine that you're hula hooping at the level of your diaphragm. So you're just making some circular movements at the level of your diaphragm rather than at the level of the waist. And then the opposite way. And then back to neutral. This time interlace the hands behind the head, pull the elbows back, bring the right elbow down to the right knee, take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in, come up, pull the elbows back, exhale, bring the opposite elbow down. Working with the breath. And again, breathe in, come up. This time push the palms up to the ceiling. Again, keep that chest open. Release the hands. As you exhale, reach all the way forwards. Trying to bring the head down to the floor. Keep the elbows off the floor and just feel those shoulders stretching out. And then keeping the hands reaching as far away from the head as you can. Just walk the hands all the way round to the right. Get that twist in the spine. Gently walk the hands all the way back and round to the opposite side, as far as you can go. And again, gently come back to the center. breathing in, coming back up. So we're now going to flip over onto our hands and knees. So when you're on your hands and knees, make sure your hands are under your shoulders, arms straight, knees under your hips, back level, like a tabletop. Feet behind the knees. Try not to bring the feet together. Just a couple of rounds of cat-cow. As you breathe out, curl your head and tailbone together. As you inhale, expand, look up, curl the tailbone up. Just feel the spine opening out. Moving with your breath, exhaling, contracting. Really push the hands into the floor, feel the shoulder blades pulling apart, feel the whole of your spine pushing up. And then inhaling, expanding, pushing the tailbone into the air, lifting the head to look up. One more time, exhaling. Inhaling. And then just rotate your left hand all the way around, or as far as you can get it at least, so that the fingertips are either pointing behind you or maybe just out to the sides if you're quite tight in your forearms. So again, just feel that stretch through your forearms. Couple of rounds of cat-cow. Breathe out, curl the head and tailbones together. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, curl the head and tailbone together. Breathe in, look up. One more time. And release the hands. Excellent. So gently just bring your right leg up and your left arm stretching out diagonally across the torso. And then we're going to do 5 crunches. We're going to bring the right knee and the elbow together and then expand out. As you stretch the right leg out behind you, try not to twist at the hips, just lift the leg. Try not to lift from the hip and twist the waist. So 5 crunches in your own time, exhaling as you bring the elbow and knee together, inhaling as you expand out. When you've done your 5, swap sides. So again, when you lift the left leg, try not to twist at the hips. Just lift the leg up, not twisting the spine. Stretch the right arm up, get that stretch diagonally, and then your 5 crunches. Try and look down at the knee as you're crunching. Excellent. And when you've done your 5, come back to neutral. So now have the toes pointing behind you. So don't be on tiptoes for this one. This is going to stretch out your ankles. Keep the feet directly behind the knees and the knees under the hips. And just lift the knees as high off the floor as you can go, a couple of inches. Push your hands into the floor. Just lift the knees a few inches off the floor and then come back down. This time curl onto tiptoes and again just lift the knees just an inch this time off the floor. The young ones out there a couple of centimeters and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Excellent. So this time, lift the knees an inch off the floor, bring the right knee to the right shoulder, and then stretch the right leg out behind you 3 times. Left knee just an inch off the floor, and then rest. When you swap sides, make sure you just lift the knees an inch off the floor, then bring the left knee to the elbow and kick the leg out. 3 times. Excellent. This time you bring the right knee towards the right elbow and then just stretch the right leg behind you to the left. So the foot's straight, the leg is straight. Just bring the right leg all the way to the left. Feel it stretching the right side of your waistline. And then do that 5 times. Bring the knee to the elbow, kick it out across, all the way behind you and across to the opposite side. 5 times. Excellent. When you've done your 5, bring the left knee to the elbow and then stretch the left leg out straight, all the way behind you, over to the right. Hold it there for a couple of breaths. Just feel the stretch in the waistline. And then repeat 5 times. Using your breath. Really stretch the leg out. Five times, opposite side. And then come back to stillness. Excellent. So again, lift the knees an inch off the floor. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back, downward facing dog. So as you push your hips back, push your chest towards your knees, look between your knees behind you, push the heels so they're almost coming to the floor. Then bend the left knee, push the right heel down, and then swap sides. Walking the dog, pedaling out the feet. Excellent. Gently come forwards into your plank. So hold your plank strong. Try not to let your bottom dip. Have the elbows rotated, so as you bend the elbows, you come all the way down through chaturanga dandasana to the floor. So we're going to do 3 baby cobras. You're going to lift your chest up, look up, elbows pointing behind you. When you exhale, you come down. When you breathe in, look up so you can get your hands off the floor, so your lower back is doing the work. Exhale, come down. Breathe in, lift all the way up. Hands off the floor, knees off the floor. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Bring the arms round behind you, palms together, knees off the floor. Hold. I think we decided last week that this is Superman going supersonic. Bring the arms back out to the sides. Back by your shoulders. Come down. Breathe in, curl up through high cobra. Open up your chest. Try and have the shoulders pushing down as the neck lengthens. Trying to pull the ears away from the shoulders. When you exhale, bring your bottom all the way back onto your heels. Extended child's pose. Stretch those arms out. Work with your breath. Gently breathe in, roll up into hero pose. Bring your left arm behind your head, right arm behind your back, Gomukhasana. So as you hold your Gomukhasana, I'll just demo what we're going to do next. You're going to be back in downward dog. You're going to bring the right leg up, Stretch it up high. Bring the knee all the way through between the hands. Bring the left leg and knee up. Stretch out. Keep the leg high. Come forwards. Step back. Downward dog. So when you do the opposite leg, the foot comes up. We lunge up. Kick out. Scoot the leg round. Come down. Keep the leg high and then step back. Downward dog. So if you haven't swapped the hands, swap the arms round. Open up the chest and the shoulders. Work with your breath. And relax. So gently come forwards onto the hands, lift up, downward dog. So breathe in, lift the right leg up really high, hold it there. Let's do it in slow motion. Bring that knee up to the chest, bring the shoulders over the hands, flick the foot onto the floor between the hands, and then lunge that left knee up. Really bring it up to your chest. Cactus arms. Kick the leg out. Keep it high as you scoop it round. Come forwards into warrior three, Virabhadrasana. Keep coming down as the arms come down, the leg comes higher. Step back. Right foot back, downward dog. This time as you lift the left leg high, slow motion, bring the knee to the chest, shoulders over the hands, foot between the hands. Lunge up. Kick the leg out. Scoop it round. Stretch those arms forwards, coming through warrior three. Bringing the hands to the floor, standing split, stretch the leg up, step back, left leg back, downward dog. Okay, so we're going to bend the knees, bring the chest forwards into plank, lower down, breathe in, scoop up, high cobra. Pull back the hips, lift up, downward dog. Same thing as before. Right leg is going to come up. Stretch the leg high. Bring the knee all the way through between the hands. Left leg coming up. Cactus arms. Kick out, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly bring it round. Stretch the arms out, warrior. Coming down, standing splits, lift that leg high. Step back, downward dog. Left leg coming up high. Scoop the knee up, through to the hands. Lunge up, cactus arms. Right leg out, 5, 4, 3, 2. Begin to bring it round. Stretch the arms out as you come forwards through warrior three. Step back, downward dog. Bend the knees halfway to the floor. Twist the knees to the left and bring your bottom back to the heels. Twist the knees, bring the bottom back to the heels. Then spring up, twist the knees the opposite way, bring the bottom to the heels, twisted turbo dogs. One more time each side. Let the arms go as straight as they can as you twist the knees out to the side and bring the bottom back. Excellent. And then come forward into chaturanga, your plank. So we're going to do 5 forearm drops. I know you love these. All you do is drop onto your elbows and pop straight back up. You just pop down, straight up. Try not to stagger and walk up. Just drop, pop. 5 times. Excellent. When you've done your 5, push back, downward dog. Bring the left leg up nice and high. Bring the knee to the left elbow. Hold it there. Lift the knee up into the left armpit. Hold it there. And then bring the left knee down behind the left hand. Flick the foot over to the right for pigeon. So when you're in your pigeon pose, make sure your left knee is over to the left side of your mat and your foot comes over to the right. Slide your right leg back so it's resting on your left heel. Walk your hands up, lift up, puff the chest out. King of pigeons. Note to self, do not have chicken and mushroom, cream carbonara and fresh pasta leftovers for lunch before power yoga. Okay, gently come down. See if you can bring your head onto a fist or bring your head down to the floor. You can get your head on the floor, stretch your arms out, bring all of that weight down into your hip. Breathe into the hip. Smile into the hip. Little rest pose, working the piriformis and the glutes. Keeping the right hip dropping down onto the left heel, so we're not twisting too much at the hips. When you want to come back up, walk your hands back up. So if you bring your right hand a little bit more into the middle of your mat, ask your left knee to bend. See if you can take hold of your left foot with your right foot with your left hand. So you're going across the body. That's it. Feel that stretch. Feel the quads are opening up as you pull on the heel. Couple more breaths. And then we swap sides. Twisting. Picking it up with the opposite hand. Couple more breaths. And then relax the hand. So gently relax the foot back down and just see if you have that core strength to come into cactus arms. No hands. And then gently bring the hands back down. So lift your right knee off the floor and then lift your left knee and foot and hover. Lift the knee right up as high as you can and then stretch the leg up into the air. Bring the foot down. Okay, so before we swap sides, we're going to do the ultimate push-up. You're in downward dog. You drop onto your elbows, bring your shoulders forwards to the hands and pop back up into plank. You push back into downward dog. In downward dog, you drop onto your elbows, then bring yourself forwards into a plank, pop back up. 3 more. Downward dog, elbows, forwards into a plank, pop up. 2 more. I am watching. Come on. You got it in you. 1 more. Excellent. And push back downward dog. Lift the right leg up. Bring the knee over to the right elbow. Lift the knee up into the armpit. Hold it there. Then bring the knee down behind the wrist. Again, you flick the foot over to the left, keeping the knee out to the right. Slide the left leg back. Walk the hands up. Puff up the chest, king of pigeons. Breathe here. Smile here. So gently relax down. Again, bring your head onto a fist or the floor. You can stretch the arms out, bring the arms out. Try and have the left hip dropping all the way down so you're not twisting at the hips. Breathe here. Smile into your hip. Catch your breath. Resource. When you want to come up, walk your hands up. So again, if you bring your left hand a little bit more into the middle of your mat, you bend your left knee, you reach back with your right hand, you keep the chest open, holding the foot. Take a few breaths here. Breathing deeply, taking back control of the breath. And swap hands. Left hand reaching left foot, right arm straight. Chest just twisting slightly to the side. So we've nearly done the warm-up. We'll do some yoga in a minute. Again, when you drop the foot, bring the hands to the floor. Just see if your lower back and core allow you to lift your arms up into cactus. And stretch those arms out, think Titanic. And then you can sink back down. So let's lift the left knee off the floor. When you lift your right knee and foot, they just come up and hover. Lift them up as high as you can. And then stretch the leg up into the air and bring it down. Downward dog. Gently bring the knees to the floor. And I just want you to sit back with your toes pointing forwards so that your toes are being bent, toxic toes. Now, for those that might not have done this one before, I'm just going to demo our shoulder presses. So we're going to do 5, then we're going to see if we can make it a little bit harder and do another 5. So just try and stay in toxic toes, working the liver meridians. So when you're in downward dog, you don't come forwards like this. You stay in downward dog, the elbows rotate out, and you just bring the head down. When you've done 5, walk the feet a step forwards and do another 5. And then come back into downward dog. Okay, so no shortcuts, I'm watching. Come into downward dog. So just check your normal downward dog. Hands, shoulder width distance apart, feet about hip width distance. So the elbows come out to the sides as the head lowers. Try and get your head all the way down. Try and do 5. Try not to let the weight come too far forwards with the hips. Just lower the head. Try and keep the hips pushing back. That's it. Try not to let the hips come forwards. When you've done your 5, take a step forwards with the feet. Have the feet about hip width distance apart. Don't have the feet together. Do your 5. And again, come back into your toxic toes when you're done. Excellent, well done. So again, I'm going to demo the next one in case you haven't seen it before. I'm going to do it sideways so you get a better view. You're in downward dog. We lift the left leg up, we bend the knee, twist it up to the ceiling. We're going to keep control. The weight comes over to the right hand, the left arm comes up, my left foot hasn't touched the floor, and then I bring it onto my thigh. Okay, now, if you need to, you can have the left foot behind you on the floor for extra support, or you can bring it onto the thigh. But you need to come and do it controlled. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to play with that. Take your time, try each side, try and get control, try and have that foot hover behind you. Even if you bring it down eventually to the floor. So the leg that is on the floor, the foot that's on the floor, that leg is straight. When you bring your weight over to the opposite hand, the other leg is straight, the knee isn't bent. So it's like a plank, side plank. Try and keep the leg straight. Bring the weight across to the top of your mat so your leg is straight. Once you're in your side plank, hold it, strengthening your spinal cord and all those fine muscles that run along that spine. Brilliant for spinal misalignments. And then swap sides. Again, really twist the knee. Do it in slow motion if you can. But bring that shoulder all the way over to the opposite hand so the weight is hovering. So then, as the leg comes across behind you, you bring that weight across. That opposite arm is straight. The shoulder is over the wrist. The foot hovers. Excellent. Take another few breaths to finish off. And again, come back into toxic toes. Catch your breath. So one more for the upper body, and then we'll move to some core and some twists. So we did this one last week. Left knee comes to right elbow, leg comes out, drops, lift, hands down and back. If you can, as you bring the knee across, have the foot hover and then drop it and come up. Let's do 3 each side, slowly, with core control. Come into your downward dog. Bring the left knee over to the right elbow. Kick the leg out to the side. Drop the foot on the floor. Lift up into almost like a wild thing. Come back. So the knee comes over to the opposite elbow. The leg stretches out. We lift up the arm. And then come back. Downward dog. 3 times each side. Lift those hips high, Mr. Gibson. That's it. Brilliant. When you've done your 3, come back into your downward dog. Just hold your downward dog to neutralize the hips. So from downward dog, we're just going to bring the left knee down into the middle of the mat. Flip the foot to the right. Bring the right knee in behind the left knee. Flick the foot to the left. Garden asana. And then sit down in between your heels so that the left knee is flat on top of the right knee. I'll come a bit closer. Now, if you can't sit like this, then just adopt any comfortable sitting position, any Sukhanasana. But if you can, try and have that left knee flat down, pull the feet out to the sides, get comfortable. This is realigning the hip girdle. So we're just going to stretch out those shoulders from all that upper body work. Full eagle pose. Right elbow up, left elbow underneath. Palms come together. So just begin with the elbows low, but lift the solar plexus up high. Draw the chin back slightly. Take a few breaths here. Try and create a little vinyasa. As you breathe in, lift the elbows up. When you breathe out, keep the solar plexus and the spine straight, but just bring the elbows down. So you just move with your breath. When you breathe in, the elbows come up. When you breathe out, the elbows come down. Next time you breathe in, lift the elbows up, look up, see if you can lean back. And then breathe out, come forwards and down. Pause here for a couple of breaths. And gently breathe in, come back up. Release the elbows, squeeze the elbows together. And then just have a little stretch over to the right. Right hand supporting you as left arm comes over the head. Try not to lean back or come forward, just go straight sideways. And gently rock over to the opposite side. Come back. So we're going to twist to the right if you're sitting in full garden asana and unravel round to the opposite side. So we just twist all the way round and then we come down and we're sat at the same position, opposite way. If you're sitting with your legs crossed, just comfortably swap sides, come into the non-habitual way. And again, once you're in your sitting pose, make yourself comfortable. Bring your left elbow up, right elbow underneath. Palms together if you can. Again, we'll start with the elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, but lift up from the solar plexus. Just take a few breaths here, let the shoulders become accustomed. And then if you want to, begin your vinyasa by breathing and lifting the elbows up. When you exhale, you bring the elbows down, but remember, you keep the back straight and try not to slouch forwards at the solar plexus. It's just the elbows moving up and down through space. The next time you breathe in again, bring the elbows up, look up, lean back. Exhale, come forwards, bend forward, stay there for a couple of breaths. And then breathe in to come up. Release the arms. Squeeze the elbows behind you. And release the arms. So again, we'll just rock over to the left side first. Try not to lean forwards or backwards, just going straight sideways. Opening up the obliques, the lats, the armpit, shoulders. And then rocking back. And again, coming back up. So, as Kenny Everett said, in the best possible taste, lean back, unfold the legs, stretch them out, lift up the hands, bring the feet together, open the feet out apart, bring them back together, open them out apart, and sit down. Lovely. So we've got the legs slightly wider apart now. We're just going to interlace the hands behind the head. Bring that right elbow down to the right leg, just like we did at the beginning, but with the legs crossed. Open up your chest. Open up your heart. Breathe in, come up. Exhale, go to the opposite side. Breathe in, come up. Relax the hands by your sides. So what we're going to try and do is lift the feet up off the floor and bring the feet together, okay? You want to try not to lean back too much when you do this. It might be that you need to lean back a little bit. You might need to put your hands behind you or just have them on the floor to give you a little bit of stability. But just see if you can lift your feet up, bring them in and down. Okay, lovely. And then find yourself in staff pose. So staff pose, the legs are out, we're in a big L shape, hands are by our sides. Okay, lift your right foot 2-3 inches off the floor, hold it there, try not to lean back, and relax. Swap legs, lift it up, hold it there, higher the better, use those hip flexors, come down. Swap legs, lift it up, use those hip flexors. Take the leg out to the side slightly, becomes heavier. Bring it back, drop it down. Lift the opposite foot up, hold it there. Take it out to the side, bring it back, drop it down. Try and lift both feet up at the same time. And relax. Good. Okay, so we're going to bring the knees up to the chest. So think about Uddiyana Bandha. We pull the navel back towards the spine and we hold it there. And that activates our core. So cross your ankles in front of your groin. Hug your knees to your chest. Exhale, pull your navel back. Hold it there as you inhale and lift your feet off the floor. So the idea is that you let go of the knees, but they don't come forward. You keep the knees hugging to your chest, holding the knees there, using your core. And then you relax. Swap the ankles. Repeat. Breathe out, draw the navel back. Lift the feet off the floor, hold the knees by the chest as you let go. Don't let the knees come forwards. Unfold the legs, lift the feet up. Try and have the feet level with the hands. You're so good. You all lifted your feet. I'd have just lowered my hands. And relax, cross the legs. Gently just come forwards, just like we did at the beginning. Reach forwards, release the back. Breathe in, come back up. So we're going to gently, if you can, bring your right foot round to your left hip and bring your left foot over your right knee. So we're sat in our sitting spinal twist. If this is too much for your right knee, have your right leg straight and bring your left foot over the straight leg. So find which position is best for you. And then keep your back nice and upright. Keep the left foot flat on the floor. Twist all the way around to the left. Hug the left knee with the elbow into the chest. Have the left arm come behind you so you're not leaning back on it. Keep the back straight, keep the chin drawn in, and then turn the head to look over your shoulder. Breathe here. So yeah, Kay, you need to turn the other way, and Keith as well. No, Keith, you need to look at Kay. Yeah. That's it. You need to look at each other. Smile at each other. Positive thoughts about your body. Positive thoughts about your yoga teacher. And then just gently unravel. Pick up the left foot, stretch it up. Stretch out those hamstrings. Feel that iliotibial IT band stretching out. Let go with the left hand, twist all the way to look round to the left. Gently bring the hand back. So try and keep the spine quite straight and upright. Let go of the foot, hold it there. Breathe. See if you can swap sides without using your hands. So this time we've got that right foot on the floor. We twist round to the right, spine straight, right hand behind the back. Try not to lean back on the right hand. So the left elbow just hooks around the right knee, the right shin. Try and be nice and upright. Feel the breath filling up the chest and the lungs, holding on to the in-breath. And then when you breathe out, it's like you can twist that a little bit deeper. Remember to try and keep that right foot flat on the floor. Stay grounded, rooted to the earth. A few more deep breaths in, holding the breath in the lungs before exhaling and twisting deeper. So you're looking over your right shoulder, feeling that twist going all the way through the neck. All the way rippling down the spine. When you want to unravel, breathe out, rotate back. Pick up the right foot, stretch it up into the air, lengthen through those hamstrings, the calf. Bring that right hand round, twist to look behind you. And then gently bring the hand back. Take hold of the foot, one last stretch through those hamstrings. And then as you let go, really push the heel away from you. Flex the foot, push the heel, feel the calf active. Hold the leg there. Use your core. And then again with no hands, stretch out both legs. Come down into staff pose. Fantastic. So we're going to come down into a Shavasana, but before you go into Shavasana, I'm just going to show you a heart mudra we've been doing all week. And you can hold this while you're doing your Shavasana just for those last couple of minutes and breathe into your heart. Because for those that only do power yoga, you won't have done this. So with the hands, you'll do it on both hands. You bring your index finger down to the ball of the thumb, and then you take the tip of your thumb to touch the middle finger and the ring finger, and the little finger sticks out. So you do that on both hands. You bring the index finger down and hold the middle finger and the ring finger. And this activates the heart, stimulates the heart. It's very good for your heart health and well-being. So once you've come down into your Shavasana, do your hasta mudra for the heart and just rest. Make sure you're warm. You can do it sitting up, but Shavasana, normally done laying down. So as you hold this heart mudra, just breathe into the center of the chest, the heart chakra and anahata chakra. That activates the thymus gland, master gland of the immune system, that programs the B cells and the T cells to flow through the body, recognizing foreign bodies and attacking them, and recognizing the self so that we don't attack our own tissues and cells, organs. But when we don't recognize the self, when we don't accept the self, don't have self-worth, self-acceptance, self-belief, then those B cells and T cells begin to get programmed to attack ourselves, and we end up with autoimmune diseases, health problems. So as you breathe into your heart chakra, just smile into your heart. Just accept yourself for who you are and where you're at on your journey, knowing that you're doing the best that you can do. And just spend another minute or two breathing into the heart center, smiling into the heart, the seat of unconditional love, unconditional compassion. That inner light, that omnipresent consciousness that's within all of us can never be tainted, corrupted, tinged, destroyed, reduced, manipulated. It's always there. And within the ego, the thinking brain, and the less of the eye, that light begins to shine brighter. It's not covered. And in your own time, you can give your knees a hug. Have a gentle rock from side to side before rolling back.